Hi, Claire.
Hi, Emma.
I'm on fire. Fireside.
So, do you ever have really high expectations for a sweet treat and then it's extremely disappointing?
Yes, more often than not, unfortunately.
This happened to me this week. I got a slice of banana bread from a cafe near me. There were multiple things wrong, but one, the texture was completely off. Two, there were no mix-ins. And I feel like mix-ins are like an absolute critical component of banana bread.
What mix-ins, though? Like, what are you looking for? A nut?
No. Well, a nut is like a nice addition, but chocolate chips are absolutely mandatory.
I don't know. It depends. It depends. Sometimes
On?
I don't want. Sometimes I don't want a chocolate chip. Sometimes I want a simple banana bread.
With nothing?
Nothing.
I don't know if I agree with you on this.
A chocolate chip is just so
I feel
intense.
very strongly. Okay, well, let's get started. I'm actually no. A chocolate chip is necessary in a banana bread. Okay, come on to hands and knees.
It's called a banana bread, not a banana choco bread.
Okay, we're gonna start with a serratus push-up. So your hands are gonna be right below your shoulders and your knees are gonna be right below your hips, okay? You're gonna dip your chest down towards the ground and imagine you're trying to squeeze a pencil between your shoulder blades and then firmly press the ground away from you to spread your shoulder blades apart. Good, okay. So keep going here. You're gonna dip your chest down towards the ground and then press the ground away from you. So notice how as Claire is doing her serratus push-up, she's not poking her chin down towards the ground. It's not like a reach of the neck. It's actually the chest that's lowering down and then pushing back up without rounding or arching through the spine. So this is also different from a cat-cow. Good, so just warming up the shoulders. Good. And feel how the core is starting to engage as you're doing your serratus push-up. Good, try to relax the neck.
Is it gripping?
Good. No, I just not for you, for everyone else, because I feel like everyone grips. You're doing great.
Wow, thank you.
Good.
Starting to feel the shoulders warming up.
Good. Okay, we're gonna do 3 more. I should mention we're doing a 30-minute full body today. Good. For 2, keep engaging the core, keep closing the ribs, good. Last one, good, and then push the ground away from you and hold that push. So you're spreading your shoulder blades apart. Bring your right hand about 1 palm print in front of the left. So your shoulders are still in line with each other, facing down towards the ground, just the hand has moved. Okay, we're gonna extend the right leg long behind you, straighten through the leg, and then bring it back down to where it came from. And then we're gonna switch sides. Okay, left leg extends and straightens, and then bring it back down. Okay, so you can either do what Claire is doing and keep the toe down to the ground. If you feel like you want more challenge right away, as you straighten the leg, you can lift it off of the ground and extend it so it's in line with the body. Good.
I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah. So notice the difference as you're lifting one leg at a time. Because your hands are staggered, you might feel a little bit more lat and oblique connection on one side, so specifically on the right side where the arm is reached forward, but try to keep really pushing the ground away from you to spread your shoulder blades apart like we warmed up. Good.
I guess as soon as I extend my left leg, I feel my left shoulder more. As soon as I extend my right leg, I feel my right shoulder more.
Yeah. And what you're trying to do here as you're extending is you're trying not to let the hips shift too much. So with the staggered hands, it's going to be a little bit difficult, but try not to let the body weight shift too much. That's where the core is going to kick in. Good. And then be really mindful that the leg lift is coming from the glute and the back of the leg and not from the low back arching. So really engage the core so that the low back doesn't arch. Good. Okay, we're going to do a few more.
This is also where I'm reminded that I have sweaty palms. It's sliding.
They're slipping away from you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Good. Okay. Last one. And then I want you to meet me with your right leg extended and you're gonna hold it extended. Good, and hold. All right, you're gonna externally rotate through the bottom glute. until your right hip lifts up just a few inches towards the ceiling. Good. And then rotate the hips back down until they're squared. Okay, so as you do this, try to keep a soft bend in your elbows so you're not trying to hyperextend. Good. And lower back down. You should feel a little bit more bend of the left elbow. That's normal as your hips rotate open and then close.
Ooh,
Nice.
left glute,
Good.
right glute.
Yeah, this is surprisingly challenging. Good. Nice. So yeah, try to let the lift and the rotation come from the bottom glute. Let's do 5 more.
Left shoulder.
Nice. Good. For 4, good. Keep pushing the ground away from you so the chest isn't sinking down, and keep engaging through the core. Good. For 3.
My butt.
Nice. That's what we want. For 2. Good. On this next one, hold the hips open. Good. And hold. The leg is going to lower down a few inches and then lift back up. Good. So as you're lowering the leg down, I don't want any arching or curling forward of the spine. Okay, so you're keeping your neutral spine, you're keeping the core engaged. Feel how the bottom glute is working to keep you externally rotated.
Dude,
Good.
my butt. Both left and right.
Yeah, good. You should feel glute max on the bottom glute and a little bit of side glute on the top. Good. For 2. Good. Hold the leg lifted and hold. We have one last thing. I want you to shift your body weight forward just 2 inches. Good. So your right shoulder is going to come closer to your right palm, and then shift back just 2 inches to your original position. Good. Okay.
Ooh.
We're going to do 8 total.
Top
Good. Keep
glute
engaging the core.
Bottom.
For 5. Nice.
Dude, and
nice
the
and slow and
shoulders.
controlled. For 3. Good. For 2. Nice. Good. Last one. Good. And you can lower everything down. Oh. Nice job. Okay, take a quick child's pose if you need it.
Surprisingly hard.
Yeah. On this next one, you're going to come all the way down on your left side. Okay. So lay all the way down. When are you ever in the mood for a banana bread without mix-ins?
80% of the time.
What?
Yeah. You know what this makes me think? That you like chocolate chip in your pancakes, which we need to talk about.
No, that's different. Pancake chocolate chips or chocolate chip pancakes are a different mood. Banana bread with chocolate chips is an all the time thing. Okay. So I want your hips stacked on top of each other. Your head is going to be resting in your hand, and then I want you to engage through that bottom oblique so you're not dumping weight into your left oblique. Okay? You're going to lift the top leg up to hip height and you're going to hold it there. Okay. Slide your thigh forward until it's about at a 90-degree angle with your chest, okay, and torso. And then you're going to slide the leg back until the thigh is in line with the body. So you're holding that bend of the top leg the entire time. You're just sliding it forward, good, and back. So when people do this, you might think I don't feel my top glute. If you're not feeling your top glute, you might be rounding through the spine. So really think about kind of poking your right butt cheek and stretching it back behind you and resisting the round of the low spine as you're sliding your leg forward and back. Good.
This is surprisingly hard on my balance.
Yes, this is really difficult, and Claire is doing a slightly more advanced version where her hand is on her hip, but you can always bring that top hand down to the mat for a little bit more support. Good. Keep engaging that bottom oblique. Keep the ribs closed. Good. Let's do 2 more.
Whew, starting to feel my top glute and my core to stabilize.
Good. On this next one, hold your leg forward, so all the way forward, and you're gonna hold it there. Okay? Lower that leg down a few inches, and then lift it up a few inches. Good. So your top hip isn't rolling forward. You're keeping your hips stacked on top of each other. The leg is just lowering down a few inches and up a few inches.
Ooh.
Good. Imagine you're balancing a tray on the leg. You're not letting anything kind of fall off the tray. Good. Take it slower. Let's do 6. Good. For 5.
Woo.
4, really nice. Keep engaging the
God.
core. For 3, breathe. For 2,
Bottom glute
Good.
too.
yeah, for balance. Last one, hold the leg lifted at hip height and hold. Slide the leg back until the thigh is in line with the rest of the body. Good, we have our last exercise for the top glute and hold. Okay, the knee doesn't move. The toes are gonna tap back behind you, so you're externally rotating through the top glute. Good, and then lift the leg back to where it came from. Nice. Okay, so as best as you can, you're trying to keep the thigh where it is and just tap the toes down towards the ground. Good. You should feel a lot of glute, big glute muscle, glute max in the back. Good, and top side glute. Good. Let's do 5. Nice.
Whew, I feel him squeezing like a little sponge every time I tap.
For 3. Nice. Good. Keep the core engaged. For 2. Yeah, there you go. Good. Last one. Good. You're going to straighten the top leg and you can lower it down towards the ground. So either straighten it and lower it down. Good. Or you can bend the top leg and stack the knees on top of each other. You're going to plant the right hand down to the mat and hold it there so it's at chest level. Really push into the ground to lift your chest and oblique slightly off of the mat. So just an inch. Good. And then lower it back down. Good. Okay. So I want you to feel how your top shoulder and top tricep engage to help lift you, but also feel how your oblique is supporting. So you should feel some bottom oblique helping to lift and lower you. Good. We're just going to do 6 more. Nice.
I
Good.
really have to think about my core.
Yeah. For 5. Good. 4. Good. Hips are still stacked on top of each other. For 3. Nice. Good. For 2. Good.
Whew.
Last one, and lower everything down. Nice job. Okay, and you can roll onto your back. We're gonna go into a little ab series. Good job. Okay, when you're ready, you're gonna lift your legs up into tabletop, so knees stacked directly above your hips, and then arms are gonna reach up towards the ceiling. So directly up, and then feel that sensation of the shoulder blades spreading apart as you reach the hands up. Okay. The left thigh and left leg is going to open out to the left and then close back in. And then we're going to switch sides. So we're just starting with the leg for now, one at a time. The challenge here is for your obliques to kick in to help stabilize you and prevent the body from rocking side to side. So I don't want your hips rocking as you do this. Good. If you need to, make the leg open and close smaller.
I already feel them, my obliques.
Yep. Obliques are working. Maybe you can feel a little bit of glute and a little bit of inner thigh helping to open and close the leg too, but this is primarily your core kicking in to help balance you. Good, and stabilize. Okay, we're gonna add on after this. Okay, so give me one more each side. Next time the left leg opens, your right arm is going to open at the same time. So left leg, right arm open to a V, and then close. Good. And then switch sides. Good. Nice. Oh. Okay, so adding even more balance challenge for the core, or stabilization challenge for the core with the arm. Good. Remember, take it nice and slow. Go as slow as Claire in this. Good. If you're rushing, you're gonna wobble through the hips. Nice.
I'm making this a little bit bigger for myself to make it a little bit more challenging.
Yeah. Yeah, you can play around with it and see, as long as you're not letting your body tip to the side. Good.
Obliques.
Okay. Meet me with the left leg open, and you're gonna hold it there, okay? And arms are gonna stay reached up to the ceiling. Okay, so close the arms and hold. Both arms are gonna reach up overhead, so towards the ground, up over your head, and then bring them back up towards the ceiling. Good. Okay, so as the arms reach up overhead, think about keeping the ribs closed. So with the arms up overhead, it's adding more challenge for the core, but I want you to think about that transverse abdominis muscle that wraps all the way around the core, helping you to keep the ribs closed. Good.
Whew.
Let's do
Every time I
more.
send my arms back there, I feel like my abs are engaging more.
And make sure you're not arching through the back as you reach the arms up overhead. Good. For 2. We're gonna go right away to the other side after this. If your hip flexors are hurting, so the front of the thighs, you can also flop the feet down towards the butt. Good. Okay, 1 more.
Ooh.
Good. You're gonna bring your left leg back to center and then open through the right side. So right leg opens and you're gonna hold it there, okay? And then arms are gonna reach up overhead. Good, and then bring them back. Good. So keep engaging through the core, keep hugging the ribs in, especially as the arms reach up overhead. Good. Keeping your neutral spine. Nice. Let's do 4 more.
Abs.
Good. Yeah, this is a big ab challenge. For 3. We get a break after this. Nice. Good. For 2.
Whew.
Good. Last one. And you can bring the right leg in and draw your knees into your chest. Take a quick stretch, quick break. Okay.
I like that. That was good.
Oh, thank you very much. Okay, you're gonna bring your legs back up into tabletop and your hands are gonna come behind your head. Okay? So knees are directly above your hips. And then remember, you can always do a floppy tabletop where your feet drop to your butt if it's too much, okay? We're gonna lift your right elbow towards your left knee. So we're gonna do an oblique twist. Twist over, and then bring everything back down, and then switch sides. Left side lifts, and then lowers down. Okay, so as you're lifting, think about peeling your right shoulder blade up off of the mat and using your core to twist you over and then lower back down. Good, nice and controlled.
I'm like shaking today.
Good. This is kind of a tricky, challenging one. It's sneaky.
It's just really slow, and you really like engage my obliques before.
Yeah.
So they're in, baby.
That makes me very happy to hear. Good. Okay. And same thing here as what we practiced earlier. The hips are trying not to rock side to side. So you're keeping everything grounded as you do this. Good. Okay. Give me 1 more each side and then we just have pulses. Okay. So meet me with your twist over to the left. So right shoulder is peeled off of the mat and hold. Okay. Little pulses of the chest up and down. Good. So pulse is coming from right below the ribs. Feel how your left oblique is engaging to twist you for 8, 7, good, for 6, 5. You can always lower the legs if it's too much for 4, 3, 2, last one, lower down and go right over to the other side. So twist over to the right and then little pulses of the chest. Good. Nice. Keep your hips stable for 5,
Oblique.
4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Lower down.
Wow, I'm proud of my hippies for Miss
Yeah, that was
Grippy
great.
Hips.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no floppies for you. That was
No
really
floppies.
good. Okay, we're gonna do the 4-point kneel on the other side. So when you're ready, come back onto hands and knees. Okay, and we're not gonna do the serratus push-up on this side. I just want you to push the ground away from you to engage through the shoulders and then find that staggered hand. So your left hand is gonna come about 1 palm print forward. Okay, we're gonna start alternating the leg extensions. So extend your left leg long behind you and then bring it back in and then switch sides. Okay, so try to do the same thing that you did on the other side. So if you did toe taps down to the ground, try to do that. If you extended and lifted the leg, try to do that on this side too, so you're nice and even. Good, but start to feel the difference as you extend one leg at a time. Whew. Good, chest stays facing down towards the ground. Good, and your hips are staying facing down towards the ground too. Nice.
Why do you like chocolate chips so much in your banana bread, and why are you so anti-simple, BB? You're hating.
just need, like if I'm having a fat slice of banana bread, like a thick slice, I want some variety of texture. Like I want some chocolate chips, I want some nuts maybe, but chocolate chips definitely. I don't know, just banana bread feels like not enough variety.
I feel like the most important piece of the banana bread in terms of taste is like ripeness of banana.
Well, yes, I agree with you. Like the actual dough itself is important, but the mix-ins are critical.
Wow,
Okay.
I can't wait to hear people's views on this. I think it's going to be 50-50.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
It's going to be a Euro versus American thing again.
Probably. Okay, extend your left leg long and you're gonna hold it there. Okay, and hold. All right, we're gonna externally rotate through the bottom glute, okay, until your hips are open towards the left, and then square the hips back down. Okay, so this isn't as much of an external rotation as we normally do because both hands are planted and you have the left one forward. So just be mindful of that. Close the ribs a little bit more so that we're not extending through the low back.
Whew.
Good. Yeah.
Oh.
Nice soft bend of the elbows. Good. You should feel some supporting glute.
Yeah, both my little glutees.
4. Yeah, good.
And
For
shoulders.
3. Nice. Keep closing the ribs. Keep engaging through the core. For 2. Good. On this next one, hold the external rotation. Good. You're going to lower the top leg down a few inches and then lift back up. Good. So this doesn't need to be big. I want you to focus first on the core being engaged so you're not bending through the body and bringing your oblique further down towards the mat. Good. Keep pushing through the hands. Nice.
Ooh, both glutes.
For 4. Yeah, good. For 3. 2. Hold the leg lifted in line with the body and hold. You're gonna shift your weight forward just 2 inches. Bring your shoulder a little bit closer towards your front wrist and then slide back a few inches to your original position. Good, make this small. Let's do 6. Good, keep breathing, keep engaging the core. For 5. Good. For 4, we're almost done.
Oh my God, shoulders,
Good.
glutes.
Everything. For 3, close the ribs for 3. 2, really nice.
Oh my God.
Last one. And lower everything down. Nice job.
I felt it extra on this side.
I could tell you were like very engaged.
Wow, guys.
You know, when you can see it, I love when that happens.
I know. You can definitely see it.
Okay.
It doesn't happen all the time, you know?
I know. Come down all the way on your right side with your head propped in your hand. Okay, start with your hips stacked on top of each other, knees slightly bent in front of you, and then engage through that bottom oblique before we start moving. You're gonna lift that top leg up until it's at hip height, and then slide the knee forward until you're at about a 90-degree angle with the torso, and then slide the leg back, good, until your thigh is in line with the body. Okay, so as you're doing this, you can think floppy top foot, so your foot doesn't need to be flexed or pointed, just relax through the foot. Good. That'll help you engage through the top side glute even more. Good.
This is so hard for my balance. I just want to topple every time my leg goes back.
Yeah, it is really challenging. I was surprised that you did it with your hand on your hip on the other side. It's very impressive.
Thanks so much. I'm trying to really engage through my core.
Yeah. Nice. Good. And same thing as what I said on the other side. So as you're sliding the leg forward especially, think about stretching your top butt cheek back in space behind you to prevent the rounding of the low back. That's how you're going to engage through the glute even more. Good. If you're rounding through the low back, you're not engaging the top glute or the glute max. That's what we want. Good. Okay. Give me 2 more.
Woo.
Nice. Good. Last one, hold the leg forward and you're gonna hold it there. Good. Drop the leg down a few inches and then lift up a few inches. Good. So you're dropping the leg without toppling through the hips. The hips are staying stacked on top of each other, and that's probably going to limit your range of motion, which is fine. I would rather you make it smaller and control through the core and the side glutes, good, than making it big.
Dude,
For
my
4,
glute, top glute.
Yep. For 3, for 2, last one, hold it at hip height. Slide the leg back until the thigh is in line with the body and hold. Okay, you're gonna externally rotate through the top glute until your toe taps down to the ground and then lift the toe back up. Good. So you're trying not to let the knee move too much. Good, you're just trying to externally rotate and then bring the leg back up. Good. Let's do 7.
Ooh.
Good. Yeah, keep engaging through the core for 6. Really nice. Good. You look very stable now.
I'm like, I found my position.
Yeah.
My bottom glute also is really helping me stay stable.
Yep. For 3. Nice job. 2 more. Good. Last one. Good. You're going to straighten through the top leg and then just drop the toes and rest them down to the ground. Good. And then take that top hand and plant it at chest level on the mat. Okay. You're going to push through that palm to lift the bottom oblique just an inch off of the mat and then lower back down. Good. So I want control in both directions. Make it small and feel how the top tricep and the top shoulder are helping to push you up, but also how the bottom oblique and maybe lat too are supporting you to lift you up off of the mat. Good. Okay, give me 4 more. I know this is super challenging.
Surprisingly tricky.
Yeah. For 3, this one takes a little bit of practice to get used to. Good. For 2. Good. Last one, and lower everything down. Whew. Nice job. Okay. We're gonna do a little pike to plank to end. Okay, so you're gonna come onto your hands. Okay, if you wanna do this on your forearms, you can do that too. So come onto your hands, come into a plank. Okay, you're gonna send your hips nice and high to come up into a pike. Heels come high up towards the ceiling. Try to make the letter A with your body. And then slowly roll yourself forward until you come back to a plank. Nice job. Good. So in your plank, I want your hips in line with your shoulders, and then you're going to come back up. We're going to do 10 total. Okay, good. Remember, you can take breaks if you need to. This is pretty challenging. Good. Continue pushing the ground away from you and keep engaging through the core through the entire movement. So you're trying to go nice and slow. Good. Beautiful.
Whew. Shoulders.
Give me 4 more. Yeah, we're almost done. Good. Nice. 3 more.
Crazy how much more I feel my abs.
Yeah.
When I go slow.
Yeah. No momentum means everything has to work harder to keep you stable. Good. For 2. Nice job. Good. Give me 1 more. Good. Come into your plank and just hold your plank for 10 seconds. Good. For 10, 9, 8, 7, breathe for 6, engage the core for 2, 1, slowly lower the knees and take a child's pose.
Generous count there, thank you very much.
You're all done. Okay, take a wide knee child's pose. Okay, send your hips back, and then we're gonna stretch through the shoulders. So first I want you to reach both hands over to the right. So we're gonna stretch through the left side body. Wow, the shoulder muscles are popping.
Are they?
Yeah, and then reach your butt kind of back towards your feet, but feel how you can kind of stretch the butt towards the left to really find length through the left side of the body.
Oh, feels such a nice
Good.
stretch on the left side.
Yeah. And then curl your hands over to the other side. And then send your butt back over to the right. Okay, try to relax yourself all the way down.
Whew.
And you're all done.
Wow, thank you so much. But
very
before
welcome.
you
Great job.
release me, do you prefer dry or doughier?
Banana bread?
Yeah.
I feel like
Like
there's a
crumbly or
definitely
moist?
not crumbly.
Okay, good.
Are you a crumbly banana bread person?
No, I'm like wet, like kind of goopy.
Yes.
Okay, we're on the same page. All right,
Yeah.
toodaloo.
Okay, bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.